Hello, BookTube. I just finished a tag that was created by Juan at Just Juan Reader called the Reread Book Tag, all about rereading, where you answer questions, prompts to get you to talk about specific kinds of rereading. But while I was thinking about it and while I was watching his video, I realized it's another time where I want to turn the questions on you. I want to do another Steve T. Donahue questionnaire. And medically speaking, it's been a while since you had your last STD questionnaire now, isn't it? So that's what this one is going to be. The last one was a blazing success. I loved it. I asked you questions about new releases, and you flooded my comments with stuff for me to think about. I'm still thinking about it. I go back to those comments and reread them, draw connections between them, see patterns and surprises, things that I thought I would see that weren't there. And I want to do the same thing again. I absolutely loved it. It's what I would do if I had you all in this room. We would talk and I would cover these subjects, but I don't. And the subject is rereading. Just teed up perfectly by Juan. I want to know, that is the subject this time around. The question that I'm asking you is, what role does rereading play in your reading, in the total landscape of your reading? What role does rereading play? Do you make a conscious point of rereading often? Do you make a conscious point of keeping a certain steady fraction of your rereading? Do you like it? Or have you never seen the point, like the classic Seinfeld joke, where Jerry Seinfeld absolutely cannot see the point of rereading anything? You've read Moby Dick, you know how it ends. You're going to read it again, it ends the same way. I saw that and my jaw just dropped open, because I couldn't live without rereading. But I want to know about you. I want to know about your case. Like, for instance, if you do reread, what guides your decision? Do you reread things because you know you love them, and you just want that hit of dopamine again and again and again? I have books like that, so I'm not criticizing. Or do you reread things to get them better, to hold on to them better? And also, when you reread, do you find that it tells you things about your growth as a reader, and also your retention of what you read the last time? Like, for instance, some of you, I know this is true of. It seems incomprehensible to me, but I know that it's true, and I want to know how widespread it is. Do you ever reread a book and realize that you didn't remember anything from your first reading? I'm just horrified at that possibility. But I know that a lot of people think that way, and I'm curious to know. Like, for instance, if you reread a book and at the beginning you don't remember that you've anything about it before, you just know that you've read it before, is there a point when your memory of it kicks in and all of a sudden the book comes alive again in your mind? You think, oh, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen from here on out. And if there is a point, do the points have anything in common? Is it a vivid scene, a vivid character? And also, of course, I'm interested in the utterly worthless idiosyncratic stuff as well. Like, for instance, do you have any books that you've reread a freakish number of times? I admit that I have. I've reread some things a freakish number of times. But I'd love to know, that's your question for today. If you want to indulge me in the comments field, tell me all about rereading in your reading life. Like, for instance, do you use it as a palate cleanser or to get your groove back if you've read 4 bad books in a row or something like that? Tell me all about rereading. What role does it play in your reading life? And I will read. I'm going to wrap this up for now. Very short, but that's the nature of an STD questionnaire. Thank you, BookTube.